Doctor Who decided to follow up Destiny of the Daleks with City of Death, which apparently is Paris. Huh. Well, look, this is a really good episode. This is, although Doctor Who's called Classic Doctor Who, but this one is pretty damn good. And it involves in elements of, detective story, if you will, and maybe a little bit of James Bond, that sort of thing, as it involves art thievery that is being used to fund the destruction of humanity. So the Doctor and Romana are having fun in Paris, and, I don't know when their romance began, but it looks like it here, holding hands. It is Paris, after all. Suddenly they have these sort of weird, seizures, if you will. Well, it turns out because they're time travelers, they're aware that somebody's messing with time. Nobody else notices it because, well, they're not time travelers. And so they look into this, and they come across this Count Scarleone. And, he's not what he appears. No, he's not. So the show opens up, gives you what happened millions of years ago as a spaceship was on Earth attempting to leave and was damaged, and it was warnings it shouldn't, but they tried anyway to go immediately into warp, I guess, or hyperspace, or however, in order to leave the planet. And it went bad, and the ship was destroyed. And this guy, Scaroth, was the last of the Jaggeroth race, and, that's the end of the Jaggeroth, except not quite, as he was splintered in time. So aspects of him are scattered throughout different eras of time, 12 in total, and so he has been developing mankind in order to have the technology necessary for his future self to be able to achieve a time machine, travel back and prevent himself from, destroying the ship, and therefore none of this would happen. That would mean the end of humanity would never exist and all that sort of stuff. So it's a cool sci-fi aspect of this. I don't know how you would be splintered through time, but hey, how many ships have you tried to warp? So... And of course, how does he know all that? Well, they're in contact with each other. He's able to make contact with his splintered self. So he's, the poor bastard's being tortured. So it's kind of there's some amount of sympathy, but look, he can't be allowed to succeed. So, of course, when the Doctor figures out what he's up to, they have to stop him. So he's got this scientist in his cellar working on the machine, but so far all he's been able to do is a machine that can... it actually demonstrates it, where he puts an egg in the middle of it, and it hatches and grows into a chicken and then dies and turns into a skeleton. Well, then the Doctor shows up and says, well, all you got to do is reverse the polarity, and then it reverses the chicken and turns back into an egg. Ooh, he's all fascinated and stuff. But still the problem remains, can't really travel through time. All you can do is either age or get younger, so there's something. But in the meantime, the whole art theft deal is just the scheme for him to finance this operation. And what he did was, however he managed this, his earlier self is, of some status, is able to get Leonardo da Vinci to paint 7 versions of the Mona Lisa. So now he has these. The 7th is in the Louvre, and so he's hatching a plot to steal it, and then he was going to sell all of the copies. Of course, any kind of scanning or whatnot, or x-ray, what have you, at the time, this takes place in 79, that they were determined that, wow, it is original, because no one knows that Da Vinci made several copies at the behest of this of Scaroth. And so, it's cool elements like that. You actually have a guy who probably might have been another companion named Duggan. He's this private detective that's hired to deal with this and stumbles into it, but he means well, but he's just kind of an idiot and tends to just smash his way into everything, and literally he runs into doors to knock them open. And the doctor is scolding him most of the time, but at the end, that's what saves humanity. He knocks out Scaroth. and that's that. He's unable to stop his past self from causing the incident. And then there was a timeline on the time travel that he would sort of spring him back to the point of departure that Romana put in. He forces Romana to fix his time machine, so she does, and but she left in that little element. So after Duggan knocked him out, he went back. And then, of course, the thing is, he's not human, so when he takes off his rubber mask, which I guess he was able to develop that in the past too, except there is a scroll showing him from ancient Egypt, so they thought he was a god. So, and it seems that he looks human elsewhere. I don't know, but for the rest of his body, but still, he takes it off, and he's this green, scaly creature with one eye. So one of his thugs sees him appear in the middle of the lab, and he's scared, so he pulls a gun out and shoots him. Or no, he doesn't pull a gun. He throws something at him, and it destroys the machine, and that's the end of Scaroth. So he can't try to do this again. And so humanity is saved. So there you go. The origin of mankind, the Doctor Who universe, was some silly accident by this poor alien guy. And that's it. But it's a lot of good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of footage they obviously shot someday that had the Doctor running around in Paris a lot. But they edited it in. It fits in with the story and stuff. It's not just exploiting, like, look, we're in Paris. Plus, look, it wasn't just New Who that had the Doctor running all the time. So if you're going to be the Doctor, no matter which era, you're going to do some running. And so there you go. It's all very good. Plus, you had the delightful John Cleese have a brief cameo appearance in this, which is really funny because even then, and of course, even then, the whole 20th century in a lot of ways is probably one of the worst things that ever happened to art. Where, of course, having a police box, you would not know that it's not a piece of art. You would think it was. You could literally have a pile of electrical cable laying on the floor, and people, you would think, well, I guess that's some kind of found object sculpture or some crap like that, so it's a funny scene. And there's John Cleese, who's under fire these days because why not? But he's he's old enough to have he's at the FU age to those bastards who he understands free speech and they don't. So anyway, a great episode. Kind of hard to get a hold of because I was looking to get a newer copy or something. No, not going to happen. So that's unfortunate, but maybe they'll do a new release of this season, and it'll be a part of that package deal. Hopefully they'll do that. So, City of Death, one of the all-time greats of Doctor Who. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.